Hello everyone and welcome to a new video. Today I would like to continue working on the Blood Angels Combat Patrol. We already painted some of the Sanguinary guards. The last video that I made was painting the Blood Angels Captain, and today I would like to start with these Assault Intercessors. But I'm going to divide them into two groups of 5 because I do not want all of them to be Blood Angels Assault Intercessors. I want 5 of them to be Death Company Marines. At the moment of making this video, there isn't a Death Company box for Blood Angels. No, there's no Death Company, we just need to take regular Space Marines and paint them black. But obviously we can add a lot of Blood Angels flavor to those miniatures with the upgrade sprues that we can fight inside of the Combat Patrol, so in this video join me because we're going to try to assemble some cool Death Company Marines. I already made a video doing an unboxing of the Combat Patrol. There I showed the instructions and every single sprue. Of course I'm going to leave the link in the description, but just in case as a reminder we're going to take a quick look at this again. I like a lot the Assault Intercessors because I think it's a super cool kit with a lot of different options and customization choices that we can make, and if we buy a box of them we're going to get 10 miniatures that are divided into two groups of 5 because the miniatures are duplicated. As you can see here already, we're going to follow these instructions twice, because here we have 5 different bodies and we're going to assemble them 2 times. But that's not important, because as I already mentioned, today I'm just going to assemble 5 of them, and for me the best thing about this kit is that, of course, as you can see here with every single Space Marine, the connection is flat. So every single arm inside of this kit is going to fit every single body. The only thing that we need to have in mind is that some of these bodies, they have like an action pose and they have some movement to them, so of course we need to choose the arms carefully to make sure that they are going to feel natural. This is supposed to be the Assault Intercessor Sergeant. The Death Company Marines don't have sergeants, but it's okay because they still have like one miniature that can have all of these weapon options, so it's okay. And as you can see, inside of the same kit we have 3 different pistols and 4 different close combat weapons. We have some cool unique poses like this one, reloading the pistol, or this one, throwing a grenade, or of course we can go for the classic chainsword and heavy ball pistol. As we can see here, we have like a lot of different weapons for them, a lot of different chainswords, or we can even give them a knife, which is also cool. And then we have a lot of different heavy ball pistols that of course are going to change the pose of the miniature. Here we have how to assemble those 2 more unique ones, and of course after we choose all the weapons for them, we're going to add the heads, shoulder pads and every single detail that we want. Like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, we just need to take these 5, paint them black, add a red cross in these shoulder pads, and then they are going to be Death Company Marines. But to properly assemble Death Company Marines we need this, the Blood Angels upgrades. It's not only that they are going to look better because of the, for example, sculpted shoulder pads, no, it's also that the Death Company Marines have access to special weapons that the regular Assault Intercessors don't have access to. And those special weapons are here. We have the Inferno pistol and we have the Eviscerator that one of them can carry. So if we want to have those weapons, we're going to find them here. Aside from that, here we have also unique heads for the Death Company Marines, 5 of them, so that's really cool. From these upgrades, I'm going to try to use as much as possible. I'm going to use the shoulder pads, I'm going to use the Eviscerator, I'm going to use the Inferno pistol, and then I'm going to use also this chainsword because I think that it looks super cool with that purity seal around. I think it looks very fun. And then of course I would like to try to use all these small details because I think that like that they are going to look more like proper Blood Angels, and that's always nice. And here we have the Assault Intercessors. As I mentioned already, I made a video doing an unboxing of the Combat Patrols. Of course I invite you to check it because there I stop more with this specific sprue. But basically here we have 5 bodies. We have one here, the one that is supposed to be more for the Sergeant, and then we have here the other 4 Space Marines. Then we have a lot of chainswords and heavy ball pistols, and here we have all the unique and special weapons for the Sergeant. Actually, that's something that I like a lot about the Assault Intercessors, because if we get this specific kit, we're going to have a lot of extra cool weapons. And well, here basically we can see everything that we showed previously on the instructions. I will leave it here just in case that you want to take a closer look. And then we have, of course, the other side that there's not much to show. As I mentioned, we have 5 bodies, then we have a lot of different arms with a lot of different weapons, which is great. And we also can make like a lot of different poses thanks to that. And at the moment of making this video, as you can see here, this is quite a recent kit. I think that this reminder was okay. We take a look at the instructions, we check the sprues again, and now I'm looking forward to start assembling these miniatures. The first thing that I'm going to do is exactly this. First I will assemble each body, and once I have the body I will check the different arms and weapons and I will check which one is going to fit better. And in this specific case I'm going to start with the sergeant that is not a sergeant in this specific unit, but well, this is the first body that I will try. Okay, here we have the first body, and for this Space Marine I would like to try the Thunder Hammer plus the Inferno Pistol. Let's see how it will look. And here we have the first member of this squad, and I'm happy with the final result. I was a little bit insecure about the Thunder Hammer, but I'm okay. I think that it looks good. Of course, I cannot judge this miniature right now because until it's painted I cannot say anything, because right now it looks like a normal Space Marine. And as you can see, I try to add as much as possible from the Blood Angels upgrades. I add this to the back, I add this specific helmet and also this right here. But aside from that, the rest of the parts of the miniature are from the regular Assault Intercessors. Of course, also I have to mention the shoulder pad. And now let's continue with the next one. This body has a very aggressive pose, and that's why with this one I will try to see how the Eviscerator looks like. Okay, change of plans because I'm not super happy with this pose, so I guess that it's going to be a different body, the one that will have the Eviscerator. Another member of the squad, and I think that this is the first time that having a choice I decide to assemble a Space Marine without a helmet. But I don't know, I mean, we have special heads for the Death Company in these upgrades for the Blood Angels, and I felt like using them because I want these Death Company Marines to properly feel like Death Company. Another member of the squad is ready, and finally I was able to find a pose that I like for this eviscerator, so I'm very happy with how it looks. Also an aggressive pose, but it's not leaning that much forward, so like that I can see much better the eviscerator. That was the main goal for me. So yes, I'm happy with this one. Let's continue with the next one.
And these are the last two members of this unit.
This one has another head from the upgrades for the Blood Angels, and this one has one head from the regular Assault Intercessors. But I wanted to have something like that. Two of them with helmets, two of them without helmets, and then we have this one that he has like half a helmet, so perfectly balanced. I'm looking forward to paint these miniatures because, to be honest, except for the eviscerator of this marine and the Inferno pistol on this one, these are just like regular Blood Angels Assault Intercessors. So of course I think that they need a nice color scheme on them to properly look like Death Company marines. And before I forget, I would also like to mention that after assembling these miniatures I decided to add as many details as possible. So for example, for this sergeant that is not a sergeant, I decided to also add this nice shield here. I think it will look nice. And for example, to this one I add more purity seals around, and the same with the rest of them. I really wanted to honor these miniatures. Overall, I like a lot these miniatures. I am a huge fan of the Assault Intercessors. Maybe I think that among these five, this is the one that I like a little bit the least, because the pose feels a little bit weaker to me. I'm not a huge fan of this specific body. I always have troubles with this one. But still, I like the combination of all these five miniatures. And of course, as always, it was super nice to share this experience with all of you. And now that they are assembled, very soon you will see a painting video of these miniatures. I hope that they will look good. I have something fun in mind, so of course, as I said, I'm looking forward to that. And with all of that being said, this is it. This is the final result. These are my Death Company Marines, so I hope that you like how I decided to assemble them. And of course, as always, if you're still here, please consider giving me a like and subscribing. Thank you very much for watching, and see you next time.